No fire fell from the sky at first. No thunder, no warning. Just a city laughing, unaware it had already crossed the point of no return. Sodom looked like paradise. The land was green, the markets overflowing, the nights alive with music and desire. People called it freedom. They called it progress. They said, nothing is wrong here. But heaven heard something different. Above the noise and celebration, God heard a cry rising from the city. A sound made of injustice, cruelty, and hearts that no longer felt shame. Evil had stopped hiding. It had become normal. So God did something unexpected. He came down to see. As the sun dipped behind the hills, two strangers walked into Sodom. No fire surrounded them, no wings, just ordinary footsteps on dusty ground. Lot noticed them immediately. Something in him stirred, an old instinct, a memory of righteousness he hadn't completely lost. He urged them to come into his home, insisting they not spend the night in the open square. His voice carried urgency he couldn't explain. That night, the city came knocking. Not one man, not a few, a crowd. Voices rose, shadows pressed against the door. What they demanded was so dark it revealed the true heart of the city in one terrifying moment. This wasn't a place that sometimes did wrong. This was a place that had forgotten what right even was. The strangers stood up. The door closed. And Lot realized these were not ordinary visitors. In an instant, the crowd outside was struck with blindness. Hands groped the walls, confusion turned to panic, and inside the house, the strangers spoke with calm authority. "Take your family and leave this place now." Lot ran through the streets, breathless, warning his sons-in-law. His voice shook as he spoke of destruction, of judgment, of escape. They laughed. To them it sounded dramatic, unreal, like the end-of-the-world stories people tell when they want attention. Sodom had always survived. Why would today be different? Morning came. The sun rose over a city that had no idea it would never see another sunset. Lot hesitated. So the angels grabbed his hand, his wife's hand, his daughter's hands, and pulled them out. Mercy did not wait for him to be ready. It dragged him to safety. As they fled toward the hills, one command echoed behind them. "Don't look back." Then the sky changed. Fire and sulfur fell, not slowly, not gently, but suddenly, violently. Buildings vanished, streets melted, the laughter stopped mid-breath. The city that never slept went silent in a moment. Behind them, Lot's wife turned. Just one glance. Not curiosity, longing. Her body escaped Sodom, but her heart never left, and she became a pillar of salt, frozen, still, a warning without words. Sodom was gone. But the story didn't end there. In a dark cave, fear took over. The daughters, shaped by the city they escaped, made desperate choices. Even after the fire, Sodom lived on in their thinking. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing isn't the city you leave behind. It's the parts of it that survive inside you. This story isn't really about fire falling from the sky. It's about what happens when evil becomes so normal that no one questions it anymore. When warnings feel inconvenient, when comfort delays obedience, when God pulls us out, but our hearts still want to go back. Sodom didn't fall because God was cruel. It fell because the city refused to listen while there was still time. And that leaves us with a question that refuses to be ignored. What if the greatest danger isn't God's judgment, but ignoring his warning while mercy is still reaching for us? Silence.